Well, guys, our journey with Tom Miranda finally comes to an end, and what an incredible opportunity it has been to get to know Tom, and of course to guide him on his very first black wildebeest. I've been extremely privileged, and I've learned so much in just a short space of time. So, Tom, thank you so much once again for coming out.
You're welcome.
To Hunter's Hill. It's been an absolute privilege having you here. But I'm sure everybody back home and everybody watching this would love to know how things panned out and how have you enjoyed your stay here.
It's been a great time. It's been an absolute pleasure to be here. It's a really nice facility, have a really nice cabin, great food, and you're up early hunting, and you stay up late hunting if you need to, you know what I mean? And wildebeest was a challenge.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy.
Not easy at all.
And when you are trying to stalk on the ground eye to eye with bow and arrow on an animal that likes to live in the wide open spaces, and there's not a lot to hide behind, it makes it difficult.
Yeah.
And we worked hard for ours.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I learned so much, and just some of the smaller things, like keeping the first day we went out, I had white or khaki pair of pants, and he said to me, I stick out like a sore thumb. Those sort of things we take for granted in normal situations. So learning those small things from you just really helps a lot, and it's just changed my perspective completely as far as hunting goes. Even sometimes guiding on rifle hunts and all that sort of stuff. But one thing that you've taken from this black wildebeest that you think that you've learned out in your many years of coming over to Africa, I mean, this is your 51st trip. What did you take from this specific hunt that you think you could use in the near future?
Well, I mean, you learn something on every hunt, and just the thought process that goes through what I do is totally different than another hunter. Yeah. Even a bow hunter, in the sense that I have to capture it on video.
Yeah.
And a lot of this I'm doing on my own, or teaching you how to do it, my guide how to do it, so we can capture that impact shot with the camera. And so there's a lot of scenarios that have to play through your mind. It's not just getting up close to the wildebeest. It's finding that exact right place that the camera and the guide and the hunter can all be in one spot with the wildebeest to make the shot. And every hunt that I've been on all over the world has that same type of feel, that same outline, yet each one is a little bit different. And I mean, here we battled a lot of wind. There's a lot of windy conditions, and wind and arrows doesn't always make for a good hunt. You know what I mean? So you've got to deal with that, and also just the fact that it's so sunny during the day. It's just so bright. There's just not a lot of places you can hide. I mean, even if you get in a bush out in the open flats, you're somehow still in the sun some way. And it just really made it tough hiding on these things. And we were really blessed to have country that had good relief where we could stay hidden right up to the very end before we could get the shot, And it's going to be a long shot on these because they don't like to get close to brush.
Yeah. So, like you said, I mean, it's great country. How does Hunter's Hill, how does the Eastern Cape compare to anywhere else you've hunted?
Well, it's unique. I mean, you guys have unique circumstances, unique territory, unique terrain, and every place is a little bit different. I mean, comparing this to like the Northern Territory, the Northern Province, where my Shalanta camp is at. I mean, it's just we do spot and stalk hunting, but we do way more tree stand hunting. We do way more pit blind hunting over small water holes. Those types of things are a lot different, than what you guys have here. Here it's pretty much, you have a few blinds and a few setups, and we tried to hide in the trees a few times. That didn't work out for us, but it's a little bit more, I'm not going to say refined, but it's a little bit more refined there because we've been doing it for almost 20 years. So it's every year that you do bow hunting, you learn one little extra thing here and one little extra thing there until you keep modifying your plan until your camp is exactly what you need. And I think you learned a lot on this trip too about what Hunter's Hill needs to adapt itself into being more of a premier bow hunting destination.
Yeah, no, and that's one of the things we're truly grateful for, because it's years of experience coming out, understanding our sort of animals that we'll take these lessons going forward. But interesting thing, I don't want to get into the hunt too much because I know you would love to tell that story, but one of the reasons and one of the tactics that we developed, especially on the black wildebeest, was the ambush tactic. And I saw just from the past days that we were trying to hunt these animals how effective it is. And what was the thought process behind that?
Well, the first rule of thumb in any bow hunter stock is that the animal has 4 legs and you only have 2, so you're better off having the animal walk into you. And that's especially true with the camera because it's hard. You have so much to set up. It's one thing to be a bow hunter and get into position and just knock an arrow and just be ready.
Yeah.
It's another thing to set up the tripod, set up the camera, make sure that it's the right focus settings, make sure everything's right, and then get your bow ready and all that. So, what I like to do is I like to see animals moving, try to determine where I think they're going to go. Hopefully there's a pinch point ahead. There's some place, a feature that I think they may walk by, this or that, and then I can move ahead quickly around, get into position, and then hopefully they'll walk by me within range. And I mean, that was a tactic that we used on this hunt. I mean, we saw lots of black wildebeest, but it's hard to hunt a herd.
Yeah.
Especially with bow and arrow, so you need to find 2 or 3 or 5 that are walking on their own by themselves. Bulls walking on their own gives you a much better chance than cows, calves, bulls, herds, and that was the situation we had. From a distance, because of the relief, the mountainous style terrain, we were able to spot several animals moving on their own, and there was a pinch point, and we thought, let's get to the pinch point. If we can get to the pinch point, maybe we'll have success, and we did.
Well, tell us about it. Without giving too many spoilers away, but because I would really love the guys to watch your episode when it comes out. But just tell us about it, your experience, how you felt. I mean, we had some good laughs, and it's been an incredible time.
Well, I think anytime you're bow hunting and you're on the ground or in the tree stand or in the hide, when the animal comes in, time compresses. It just gets tighter and tighter and tighter. And I think when you see an animal coming, it's easy. And with these wildebeest, it was the same thing. When you see them walking, you see them coming, there's always going to be a little knot in your stomach, a little butterfly. It's like, I think, wow, this might happen. This is going to happen. These animals are coming closer and closer and closer. And then it gets down to crunch time when you need to get your bow drawn back that they don't see you move. If you're watching them, they likely can see you easier than you can see them because they know every little nuance of their bedroom, of their area where they live, and you're going to be hiding somewhere. It's like somebody hiding behind the door in your bedroom or hiding under your bed. That's what we're trying to do to get these wildebeest. And when that one walked out there in front of me, I just went to full draw, and he never saw me go to full draw when I made the shot. It was a great experience. And it's funny too how these wildebeest, when they're hit, will just spin. And this wildebeest spun and spun and spun in the exact same place. He didn't just run off. He spun and spun, and he looked far away, and then he spun, and it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, well, that was one of the surprising factors of this hunt, was just how different the wildebeest reacted to an arrow shot compared to a bullet, And it's just one of those things that just like you said, you're just learning on every hunt, you're experiencing different experiences, and I guess that's why we enjoy hunting so much.
Absolutely.
You learn so much. But Tom, unfortunately, the weather came in and we didn't go for the far leaf like we planned to.
No, we didn't.
Second time, maybe third time lucky when you're coming out to South Africa.
I hope so.
Yeah, it's just it's one of the frustrating aspects of hunting. The cold front came in and we just had bad weather predicted. So 2.5 hour drive each day. We needed to make it worthwhile.
Yeah, well, in turn, it's a good rule of thumb for any bow hunter that's traveling abroad, traveling away from home to hunt. Stay on your feet with watching the weather. Stay on your feet with the realistic approach of what you're trying to do. I mean, the reality it was one of the hardest hunts in Africa to do, and the conditions need to be perfect. And when they're not perfect, why waste your time? Let's get something else done. Let's get another animal down. Let's do something different. And of course, me, as this is my job, I need to make shows, and people don't want to watch me not get one. I've got to go out there, and I've got to go out there with the attitude that I'm going to be successful, and we're going to go out and get it done. And it's about the adventure, even if you don't shoot out. I mean, it's the trying, it's the giving it all you've got that makes it work. And the volley, Reed Buck, we'll give him a shot again next time.
Definitely. And so Tom, heading up to Limpopo, I know you've mentioned crocodile a couple of times in the truck, but what have you got planned for Sri Lanka? You know, what are you going to be trying to do when you're over there? Just enjoy it, just mingle with people in camp and stuff, or any special plans?
Yeah, well, that's part of why I'm over here. The boat camp up there, they expect me to be there for part of the time.
Yeah.
So I've got clients, basically bow hunters that are coming to see me in Africa. So I've got to be there for that. I need a sharp buck, and Grobler and I might sneak off to the north. There's no sharp buck at Shalanti, but not far away. You know, within a 3-hour drive, we can be into an area where they're at. So we may go do that. I was trying to get a crocodile permit. To my knowledge, I don't have one, so I probably won't get to do that. You have to get a special permit to do it with bow, so I'm just waiting on that. So I don't know if we're going to do that or not. I mean, there's so much other things to do and other things to shoot there. I mean, I've shot everything on the place, so it would be a second one or a third one. But I wouldn't mind doing some diker hunting. You know, my diker, I have 9 of the tiny 10, and I need the sharps for the 10. But my diker, my footage is not as good as it could be. It was obscured by bushes and things when I shot, so maybe I'll do another one of those.
Well, Tom, the cold weather's getting in here fast, and we've got a nice pig on the spit, so I don't want to keep you too long. However, guys, I've asked Tom to sign a few of PH Journal's merchandise that we'll be giving away. All you've got to do is, of course, head along to YouTube, subscribe to YouTube and the Instagram and Facebook pages, like, share and comment, tag a couple of buddies in. All the rules and terms and conditions will be on there. Tom will be signing my PH Journals cap, and then of course we'll be handing over to Hunters Hill Safaris Tom's beautiful black wildebeest that he shot with us, signed as well. While Tom's doing that, I just want to say a very big thank you to everybody that's followed us on this journey, and the guys that have been commenting on all the Facebook and Instagram pages. Big shout out to Trees and Camo, big shout out to Splitting Image, Taxidermy, and of course Max's Tires. Lost one more time.
Alright. I don't know, where do you think I should sign it, huh?
In
black. Right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I'll share some of the details with you when the episode will be launched. I know in America, where can they catch your show in America?
I'm on Outdoor Channel.
Outdoor Channel, and then of course we'll probably tag you or we'll share wherever it goes.
Facebook.
Facebook's
good. Yeah.
Very good.
Cool.
Tom.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thanks so much, guys. Tune in next time and on the next Sunday discussion.